get an 8-hour workday done in 2 hours, and then go enjoy the beach.
Yep.
I made the same amount of money.
Why not, right?
As if I worked from 9 to 5.
Between being an entrepreneur and being an employee, because when you're an employee, you don't really care to focus, a lot of the times. You don't really care to put in that, like, let me be my best performing self. Because no matter how you're
getting paid the same.
You're getting paid the same. So you can show up half asleep, hungover,
Don't matter.
sick, not excited, and you can sit down and do that role and get paid the same amount. I remember feeling that way when I worked for Vice Cream. When I first showed up, I was really enthusiastic and excited, but then, a month in, I was like, I can slack a little bit. I can use my phone while I'm working at Scooper Bowl, or I can
When I worked at Trader
drive
Joe's,
a little slower and like add on this. Exactly.
I used to go take a shit
Exactly.
for like 45 minutes, and I'd just be on my phone, and I would walk out of there, but I made $9, motherfucker.
And it's like, I'm sure some jobs, have performance-based results, of course, but when you're an entrepreneur, you're able to reap those results so much more strong.
I talk about this a lot in the course, where it's like, why would you bring your A game when you have to be there for 8 hours, right? Let's say you make $20 an hour, you make $160 a day. Great. Not that great, but great. What if I told you instead, if you did a few things that made your overall life better and made it so you could get an 8-hour workday done in 2 hours, make that same $160, and then go enjoy the beach?
Yep.
What if you got up at 6 a.m., had a morning, had some coffee, worked 2 hours, made your money, now it's 9 o'clock on Tuesday, I'm going to the beach. I made the same amount of money.
Why not, right?
As if I worked from 9 to 5.
Exactly. And I believe everyone deserves that freedom. And I feel like a lot of people get offended when we talk poorly on either school or 9 to 5s.
Really?
Yes. I made a post the other day about how college can be a trap because it lines you up for the 9 to 5. The way the system works is from the age of 6, you are in a system from 9 to 5 or 8 to 2, Monday to Friday.
In business, we talk about creating systems all the time. It's because they keep the business going. What do you think this system is?
Exactly. And I think people are kind of like, oh no, I like my job. Like, why are you hating on it? Like, this is good. And like, that's great. But I don't think they recognize the potential and the freedom that they could have. And
yes. Let me jump in real quick.
And with great power comes great responsibility. And I feel like being an entrepreneur, it's a big responsibility. And I think that can stress certain people out. But once they recognize that there's a system you can follow just as you can follow in a 9 to 5 to be successful.
Right.
And I think that can remove a lot of the doubt and the worry that comes with being an entrepreneur.
To just like back off the 9 to 5's throat a little bit. Like, to an extent, there's a ton of value to getting paid to learn something. Going to the office, be around people who know. Like, I got value from my internship, no doubt. I learned what not to do. I learned how not to move. I learned that my boss was not the best at his job. Super kind guy. Super grateful for him. Not very good at what he does. I want to talk about the system of 9 to 5, college, business, because this is what it is, guys. It's a system. You are the product in that system. For me, when I realized that, it didn't taste good because I don't like to be a product. I like to be the person making the products. This is a really harsh way of putting it. Whoever is at the top of this pyramid, which obviously is a bunch of people, and like whoever's the top of the bank. Let's say like I'm an owner of a bank and I influence a school that pumps out bankers. The bankers are the product for me, right? They keep the system moving. There's nothing wrong with that, but I encourage that you have the awareness to know that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a cog in a system, which, I mean, everyone to some extent is a cog in a system. Like, all humans are a cog in the human system, and we are products of the human race. Like, let's not like really bash products here. Like, it's okay to be a product. We all are. If you're the product of a company that you don't even like, how many people hate their job? It's like 70-80% of their people hate their jobs.
Exactly, yeah.
Why are you being the product of a company that you hate? At least pick something you love.
Right.
Right? Or if you can't find that,
even then, I understand loving your job, but what if you could be doing something similar in a field that you love, but then also be able to fly to Florida if you want to, or be able to spend the day on your friend's birthday if you want to, or, go hang out with your family if you want to, and not worry about taking days off to travel, or, being able to be fully present on vacation. so many people, love what they do, but at what expense? Don't you also love having the freedom to see the world or have the freedom to hang out with people you love? I love my friends, and I totally respect everyone's journey. And I feel so blessed to have learned from you how to be entrepreneurial and how to fund myself and create my own business and find clients and understand the process enough to apply it in my own life. However, I think a lot of people have this defense mechanism up when it comes to going the entrepreneurial route because they're afraid that they're not able to. And what I want to make clear, and I think one of our biggest visions, is to open the door to you can have your own personal freedom too.
Yeah, people are scared to create their own ecosystem.
Yeah.
So they'd rather plug themselves into a new one, which I get. When I first started my entrepreneurial journey, there was a part of me, and it was a much smaller part than the other part. But there was a part of me that was like, you get your paid time off. You can show up hungover. It don't matter. You're getting paid. You got your steady-ass paycheck. Part of me was like a little bit jealous of that. I was so much more excited about the fact that I could now say, yeah, I'm taking the day off on a Wednesday. And I'm making more money than you, and I get to take my day off, right? And not to like be egotistical and like flex, but like that was always more driving to me than that security, the blanket. Like, let's talk about this. The reason people often do this is like they're afraid to create their own ecosystem, right? They decide I'm going to go to another ecosystem, like something that's already built, plug myself right in. Cool, respect. Everyone to an extent does this. However, when we're talking about the traditional 9-to-5, people view this as very secure because they're like, okay, well, someone already made this ecosystem. It's very strong. Look at how many businesses go out of business. What do you think happens to its employees?
Yeah, for real.
They get fired. And if they don't go out of business, maybe they downsize. Do you think they maintain the same employee base? No, they don't. They get fired and they have to move somewhere else. It's not that secure.
Yeah,
It's
you're
an
big on
illusion.
that. On
Yes.
entrepreneurship is risky. Well, so is your 9-to-5.
Yes, your 9-to-5 is super freaking risky.
Right.